Welcome back to this week's edition of Modern Tech and Transformation. As you know, we love talking about AI on the podcast, and we have an application aficionado, Raja Wuyuru, here. He is a solutions architect, and we're going to be discussing AI chatbots. Thank you for being with us, Raja.
Glad to be here.
And since it's your first time on the podcast, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
So this is Raja. I'm working as solution architect, and I'm helping clients for the past 12 years in the space of web, AI, and cloud as well.
Awesome. And tell me about one of your favorite projects that you've done in these past 12 years.
I should definitely say it's the most recent proof of concepts that we have been doing using AI. And specifically, if I want to be clear, it's large language models. So we are trying to do a bunch of concept applications to our customers to show the value that an AI can bring to their organization and how they can use it to have greater return on investment.
I love that. Sure. No, I mean, I know that ChatGPT
Yes.
and Gemini are a little bit different than what you're doing because you're building
Yes.
very custom solutions, but
Yeah.
I love using those. So they make my life a force multiplier in several areas.
Yes, I agree.
So let's dive into this a little bit more. I know you've been using AI chatbots.
Yes.
How have those matured over the years? Because they've been around for a while.
Yes.
And how has the sophistication level been enhanced?
If we really think about it, we all are using AI chatbots in our day-to-day lives already. So if we try to go back when Apple really introduced Siri and Amazon Alexa, right? We use them day-to-day in our lives without realizing we are actually using AI. But if we try to put in context that what the AI chatbots can do before LLMs and after LLMs, it's dramatically different. So if we take an example, so let's say we are interacting with Siri or Alexa, we cannot have some contextual responses with it. So you cannot narrate a story and ask it to get back to you with what does it think, because it doesn't have a decision-making capability, right? They are mostly task-driven. So if you want to ask Siri, hey, can you show me what my daily routine looks like? So it can go fetch some information about yourself and then get it back to you, but it cannot do anything more than that. So now if we see after introduction of LLMs itself, the chatbots can do a lot more. So they can understand the context, they can understand what you're asking, they can reason with you, and then they can also give a much more efficient answer, which is almost like human-like. And if we really think from the Turing test standpoint, right? After introduction of LLMs, they are the first things that can pass a Turing test, where a person or the evaluators who are doing the Turing test cannot differentiate between whether it's a machine answering to me or is that a human on the other side.
Does that scare you or excite you?
Both ways. I mean, if every technology innovation would come with two sides to it. I mean, there's positives and negatives.
Yeah.
Obviously, we always being optimistic. We always take the positive approach and then try to implement additions so that it won't go into the bad hands or something like that. So.
And I agree with you. It excites me, but scares me at the same time that we're to that level of intelligence now with machines.
Yes, I agree.
So being in Houston, which is where we're filming today, for those of you that may not know, we film several locations, but we are in Houston for this podcast. I know you work a lot in energy. So how is this AI functionality transforming the energy industry?
Probably we don't need to scope just for energy. It's transforming a lot of organizations across multiple verticals. So any organization where it has a human interaction, right? So all of those organizations can leverage AI and then try to bring efficiency into their organization. So for example, if any organization, the way they interact with customers, primarily using web or online, right? But if a customer is not able to achieve what they wanted to do via their online channel, the obviously second approach is call a customer service, get a human to help you so that you could achieve what the customer wants them to do, right? But with advent of ChatGPT large language models, we can use organizational data and use patterns like retrieval augmented generation and then make it more human-like approach where the customer may not know whether I'm talking to a human or a chatbot, but still get to that eventual achievement of whatever they wanted to do, right? So they'll get the work done, less impact on the customer service agents, less call volume, and more could be achieved by introducing AI into your organization.
So is there a certain LLM that you think is better than others right now? I know they're all in competition. Like
Yes.
1 week it could be Anthropic, next week it could be OpenAI. In your opinion, which are the front runners in LLMs?
I would say the most recent O1 model that the ChatGPT has released, I think it's hardly a week, where they said it has a capability to have a deeper understanding of context, and it can reason out with you. So which the previous chatbots, compared to previous models, ChatGPT 4 or ChatGPT 3, O1 is at an exponentially much better performance.
Okay, I do have a subscription to GPT-4.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to upgrade to O1. Test it out.
Yeah, obviously, that would help to understand what it can provide us.
So you've worked with installing these chatbots, and you kind of touched on it answering the last question with call volume and everything. What are some other KPIs that organizations should look at after they've installed an AI-driven chatbot?
Yeah, so measuring is really important for any business to identify the introduction of new technology. Is it really adding value to our organization? So the way we are taking the approach is very methodical. So so for example, in one of our proof of concepts that we are doing, we did evaluate all the call volumes and what are the most common things that the customer are calling a call center for. And then we identified a generic list of use cases that may have a greater success in automating it using AI. So then we took those use cases and then tried to implement some proof of concept where we simulated that a customer, instead of diverting to a human call center agent, if it's taken by AI, it is still achieving the same performance and then making the customer do whatever they're intended to do in that call. So through this, we can identify the conversion on how many customers the AI was able to directly communicate with and measure that conversion, which would help us with measuring the success rate.
I love it. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And any other future predictions as we wrap up for these LLMs or chatbots? What do you see the next frontier being?
I think now, if we really think about chatbots, they are mostly text-driven or conversational-driven. They only have the context that we provide to them, either via text or speech. But with the evolution of vision models, where they can understand the premise that we are in, if we give them a camera, they would be able to understand, okay, this person is in this particular area, and also probably giving that context. And if a model can consider all these avenues, just like a human, right? We hear, we listen, we see, and we make a contextual aware, that would make us contextually aware, and then we respond to a question, given all these three circumstances. So if a model is capable to do all these three, just like human, I think we are at a place where we won't be able to distinguish between a humanoid and human.
Yeah, I mean,
I assume that's what is going to be our future.
Yeah, and I think Google has some computer vision technology right now, and 3 out of the 5 senses, that's a majority.
Yes. I mean, we can already see that just with your prompt, there are like few models that are generating a video from just your prompt, right?
Yeah.
They are indistinguishable between if it's actually a video that's genuine or is it really generated by a bot, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used that during the Olympics. I wanted to do like a promo video. I'm like, put Simone Biles in it. It didn't look exactly like her, but it was close enough. And it was pretty cool. I didn't use it anywhere, but I was just, the Olympics were on. Simone Biles was at the forefront of my mind. I wanted to test out some of the video technology like that. And it was pretty slick.
Yeah. It would really change the creative space.
Any other use cases or success stories you want to share before we wrap up?
Yes, I think as RTS, we can help our clients doing a lot of proof of concepts. And then if they have any sort of questions, or if they don't have an idea on how this can add value to our organization, I think we can help all of our clientele there. And also the way the technology is progressing exponentially, it would open more avenues for us, and then it would bring more efficiency to all the customers that leverage AI.
I know I learned something today, and I'm sure the audience did too. So, Raja, I want to thank you for your time. Appreciate it. And as you do more projects, I'm sure we'll be having you back again.
Great.